All right, everybody. Thank you, Felicia, for that great welcome. I'm so excited to be here with you guys today for another Singer Sew Along. We're actually going to be doing a demonstration class, if you didn't know, all about zippers. So real quick, I know some people were chiming in on the chat, letting us know where they're tuning in from. So let us know if you're still joining. We're happy to have you. My name is Bethany. I'm an educator for Singer Sewing Company. And I am joining you today from my studio in my home in Nashville, just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm so excited to be here with you. Now, I do have two people in the background besides Felicia helping us today. Amy McMullen is here actually in my home, in my studio with me. She's going to be helping answer any technical, sewing related questions, and then letting me know questions that I may need to answer live or show something again and repeat something. And then Amy Mulroney is joining us as well, and she's going to be helping answer questions related to the products that we're using, links to information that you might need, including some of our previous classes and those kind of things that we've done. We've done a lot of classes with, Singer and Michaels and here on these Zoom calls. So if you've missed any, they're saved over on Michael's YouTube channel, where this one is being recorded right now and will be saved over on Michael's YouTube channel for you to reference again. But if you didn't already print off the little 2-page write-up I did, this isn't a project write-up like I normally do, but this is just a notes page. If you don't want to print this off, just get a pen and piece of paper to take some notes during our demonstration today. There's going to be a lot of information about different types of zippers. And, sometimes it helps to write it down and be able to quickly reference it back. But again, this video is going to be saved for you guys to be able to reference as well on your own time later. Any questions or anything going on? I know we have a lot of people joining us today, which I'm so excited about.
No questions yet.
Okay.
But if they do have any questions, I'll tell them. Perfect. Feel free to ask.
I love that Amy's here. Y'all chime in with us. It does make the class a lot more fun when there's a lot more interaction. So the thought that I would first show you some projects that I have made, and Amy brought one too that I can show you guys that are zipper projects, just to kind of show you the variety of things that you can do with zippers. Now keep in mind what we're going to learn today, some of these techniques we're going to apply to our next class, which is in August on the 11th at the same time. It's a Thursday at noon on August 11th, and it's going to be a zipper project. And that project is actually this little tote bag right here. It's got a little box bottom on it, so it can stand up. I've got some cups in it right now to help it stand up because it's tall. But we're going to make one of these together in our next class, and we're going to use one of these little fun zippers. And something I'm not going to go over too much today is zipper tape, like a long zipper tape where you can make your own length zipper, and we're going to do that in the next class when we make this bag. So we're going to learn a little bit of new information in the next class, but we're going to be constructing a full project and have a lot of fun with that. So that's our project next month. So let me put that over here to show you guys. But some of the other things I've made, I want to show you because zippers can be so much fun. And I know a lot of people get really intimidated by them. I hope by the end of the class today that you're okay, well, that wasn't so bad. And the other thing I want to point out, and I'll probably say this multiple times today, is there's so many different ways to sew the same type of zipper. It's not always the same way. So what I teach you today and how I like to do them may not be the way that you may see on other tutorials or things. So just know that it can always be done a little differently. And sometimes you have to do things differently depending on the project. Okay. So I don't know if you're aware, but over on singer.com, on our website, we have free monthly projects. And this month is this adorable little red strawberry vinyl handbag that I made. And there's a free downloadable tutorial to make this. And the reason I wanted to point it out is it does have a zipper included. So this is a great zipper project, and I lined it with some little strawberry fabric. It's super cute. But this is a fun project, and this is using what we call a closed a closed end center zipper. And so we're gonna go over how to do this today. But this is a fun little project. Like I said, this is over on singer.com. And it's our project of the month for July. So we have that. This one I actually made last night, like in 5 minutes. I just kind of whipped it up. I don't know if you've ever seen the placemat, these like wicker kind of plasticky placemats that are circles. I just folded it in half and put a zipper in it. This is an exposed zipper. And I lined it and I made a little clutch with it. And it's just like the perfect little clutch for summer. I think it's so fun and so cute. And this was probably the most expensive, inexpensive bag I've ever made, but it looks expensive.
That's my favorite.
I think Amy's gonna steal this from me today before she leaves my house. But this is just another example of how a zipper can just elevate and take something like a placemat and turn it into a cute little clutch. I love this. Amy brought a little bag that she's done. It's I really love this. It's got like a quilted pattern on the front, but she put little tassels on it. She's got a tab on it, and this is just a fun little pouch bag. So these are so popular right now. These make great little makeup bags. So we're going to learn how to put in a zipper to make a project like this today. So you can do that. Now, some of my crazier projects here, and I'm actually going to switch over to this camera. Actually, let me go to this one, because these are made completely out of zippers and only zippers. So these are closed-in zippers, and I just sewed the zippers together in the order of the rainbow. I did it twice on this side, and then I did another one and repeated it, and I sewed them together. And what's really cool about this little pouch is you can open it from anywhere on any of the zippers. So you can open it from the top, or this could actually be the bottom and this could be the top, and you can open it here. And it's just fun. I think this would make a cute little back to school pouch for some pencils and supplies and whatnot. But I just loved this. This would be, I almost made one that was like a black and white stripe too. I think that would be cute. But I love the rainbow colors. So this is just another example that zippers can be used in a lot of different types of projects.
That could be a tissue box too.
It could. I love
So
that.
cute.
Or put some wipes in it and
Absolutely.
just few little baby wipes and have it where you just pull it right
Yeah.
out and then you can close it up. That's so cute. It'd be great in the car.
Yes.
I think things like this would be fun for the kids to have in the car, to be able to put like some paper and crayons in so that they can color on like longer trips in the car and this kind of thing. So anyway, this is another fun little thing I just kind of whipped up. Again, there's lots of different things. Now this is made out of a long roll of zipper tape. This is zipper tape, and they come with a variety of different pulls. I got a bunch of different color tapes in a pack, and they came with these different pulls. So I could mix and match the pull with the different tapes. But this is part of what we're going to learn in our next class when we make the bag, is how to put the pull on. It's actually much easier than it might seem when you first try to do it. And we're going to learn how to make our own length zipper and put in our own stop for the bag that we're making. So this is, you know, something that is really fun because they come in a lot of colors, and a lot of them have some really cool designs, like this one here. This is a black tape with this really cool teal shiny teeth on the zipper tape. And it came with these fun little pulls here, and this is really cool. My son absolutely loves this pouch that I made because it completely unzips. It's just never ending. It goes all the way to the end. There you go.
That's fun.
How fun is that? It's like the new fidget toy, you know.
Absolutely.
And then it can just all zip right back up. And what's cool about this is the length, or the shape that you started out with, is what's going to determine how it looks in the end. So I wanted something that was long and skinny so that I could like put pencils or some of my tools, like my little pen here, or my seam ripper, or my little stiletto here. I can put all of that in here, and it stays nice and safe, and it closes up completely, and then I can undo it and it's all right there. So I love this little project. Now, this was not the easiest thing to sew, I'm not gonna lie. This is a more practice with zippers first, but this is just a fun, another example of things that you can do with zippers. And it doesn't always mean that you have to sew a zipper to fabric. Clearly, we can sew zippers to zippers and make some really cool stuff. And so I just wanted to show you guys those examples today. And then we're going to get into what we're going to learn. Okay. Before we go over actually demonstrating the zippers, let's talk about zippers for just a minute. Okay. Any questions so far? I think I should pause for a second and just make sure before I get ahead of myself.
None yet, no.
I see someone say that their grandson with autism would love playing with the zipper pouch. So it's funny you say that. My son has autism and he loves playing with things like this that he can kind of fidget with while he's trying to focus on stuff. So I actually had made this when he was still working on schoolwork before the year ended, and he sat there and fiddled with it while he worked on his exams and stuff. So it actually helped him quite a bit. It's quite satisfying to hear the noise and feel it moving.
They would like to know if you have directions or tutorial for the pencil bag.
For this one?
Yes.
I don't. I kind of just found there's not a lot of tutorials online on how to make these. So I just kind of figured it out. What I did is I use clips mostly, but you can use pins or clips. I find clips to be a little more sturdy and easier to use. But I just kind of clipped it together to kind of get a feel for how it was going. And then I start, because you're going to actually sew it. It's not going to be sewn this way. It's going to be sewn inside out. So you can see all my seams here. I sewed it with white thread. I didn't even realize I did that, but you can see the seams here, all of the white thread. And that's what I stitched it together with. And the hardest part, honestly, is getting it started in that first turn. You really have to get in there. It's not the proper way of probably using a zipper foot, but it worked and I got it in there really close. You just have to keep going and going. Once you get started, you just keep going. This little guy right here is about 3 yards of zipper tape. So it takes a lot to make something small like this. So give yourself plenty of zipper tape. Maybe don't cut it off. Just have the whole spool and just keep going until you get it to the size you want, because then you can always stop when you're ready. But yeah, it really was just me sewing around and around and around and around to the very end. And then it just sewed it to itself. So to close it off. And that was pretty much it. I've kind of figured it out on my own and I don't have a tutorial on that. But maybe I can try to figure, it's just hard to get in there to show it really well. So, okay. Any other questions?
Not right now.
Okay.
No.
Okay, cool. So let's go over and talk. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Just real quick. Someone wanted to know where you bought the lemon placemat.
I got it at a craft store and I've had it for a while. So you know the round ones, like they always have them like in the clearance section or whatever.
Sure.
It's literally $2.
Perfect.
But I feel like if you found like some cute like Christmas ones or whatever, like I feel like you could make them year round. I have a few that I never put on my table that I might end up making into bags.
You can do the square ones.
They're so cute. Yeah, Amy made a good point. They don't have to be the round ones. They could be square ones. I mean, there's just so many. It's just a placemat. It was just one of these little wicker kind of material, plastic. A little ASMR for you, but that's, I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely plastic. I did use a denim needle on this project, just so you guys know, because of the material.
They would love to have a class on that.
Well, let's just put it this way. If we get done in our August 11th class with our little pouch in time, I will show you guys how to make this because it was so quick. And so I will, if we have time, and I'm not promising anything, I don't want to get in trouble, but if we have time, I will. And just in case, I may write up a little something or make a little video so we can drop it in there for you guys if we don't have time to get to it. Okay, because I have some time to do that. Okay. Let's move on to zippers. All right, so there's several different common types of zippers here that I want to show you guys so you're just familiar with what they look like. And this is probably the most common. This is just an all-purpose closed end zipper. That means that it has an end that stops it from coming completely apart. It's got a stopper at both ends. It's got, this is the zipper tape, which is this part here. We've got the teeth and then we have the pull. So that's the parts of a zipper. And this is just a closed-in zipper. This is going to be more of like a fashion zipper. This is meant to be seen more visibly. It's meant to be an accent piece. It's got a really bold, usually a heavy duty kind of zipper teeth in the middle. Sometimes these the tape will have really fun patterns and you want it to be visible when you're done sewing it to the garment. And so this is always fun. It does have the stopper here as well. This is similar. This is going to be another one that is an accent piece, but this one is a separating zipper, which means it does come all the way apart. This one actually has the pull, so it's a reversible. It can go either way. This is a great one for like reversible sleeping bags and things like that, or reversible hoodies and things like that. But this one actually does come completely apart. And so this is where you're going to see those like in jackets and coats and zip up hoodies and things like that. There you go. So that's that one. And then this one right here this is the front side of it. You don't see the teeth. This is the back side where you see the tiny teeth. This is an invisible zipper. This is the one that you'll see commonly up the side of a skirt or up the side or the back of a dress. And it's meant to be hidden in the seam of a garment. Some people are intimidated by these. Out of the ones we're going to show you today, I find this one to be the easiest. So take that myth and just throw it right out the window. This is the easiest one we're going to do today. So I'm going to show you 3 examples. We're going to do an invisible zipper. We're going to do a fashion, or what we call an exposed zipper, and all-purpose or closed-in zipper. Okay. So let me move some of these out of the way. Questions?
We do not have any notes yet, or any questions yet.
Okay, perfect. We're going to just set some of this to the side. Oh. All right, so let's start with this one here. I've got several laid out, but what we're going to do is we're going to start with this closed in. This is a very common zipper. This is the same zipper style zipper that I used for our little strawberry bag here. And you can see this is what we're going for. So what I'm going to show you today is how to basically make one of these little pouches by inserting this little zipper. The first thing we're going to want to do is, this is going to sound a little backwards, but we're going to use this as my sample fabric here. And we're going to want to sew our seam where this is going to go. We're going to sew a basting stitch here. We're actually going to sew the seam shut before we attach the zipper, which sounds a little crazy, but you'll see in a second how this works. You do want to make sure, and let me kind of move some of this other fabric so you guys can see better. I have a lot of samples for you guys today, so got a little crowded on my desk. You're going to want to make sure that your zipper, your seam for your zipper, your opening that we're going to have for our little pouch, that it does not, the teeth and all of the metal here and the stoppers are within that seam allowance. Your seam allowance should go across here, the ends, the tails, I like to call them. Okay. So we're going to go over to our sewing machine real quick. And today I'm sewing on one of our heavy duty mechanical machines that is available at Michael's. And I am going to, right now, I have a regular foot on here. I'm sorry, a zipper foot. Let me grab a regular foot real quick. And I'll show you the zipper feet up close in just a minute. I love how easy it is to switch out the feet. Now on a mechanical machine, when we're sewing zippers, we're only going to be using a straight stitch. So I'm going to put the straight stitch setting here. For a basting stitch, what a basting stitch is, it's just holding it in place, but we are going to remove it. So we want our basting stitch to be a really long stitch. It's not going to be super tight. We want it to be easier to remove, but it's going to be there long enough to hold our fabric where we need it. So in order to do that, I'm going to adjust my stitch length to the highest setting on this machine, which is 4. A lot of computerized machines will go even higher than that, to like 5 or even 6. So you just set it to whatever length, but 4 and above is preferred for a basting stitch. And I am just going to sew this down. Let me find my foot pedal on the floor here real quick. And we're not going to back stitch. We do not want to secure the stitch. Remember, we're going to remove it when we're done. There we go. Our needle up. All right, so this is my basting stitch. It's probably going to be a little hard to see on this side because of the color of the fabric, but it's just a white long basting stitch. And now I'm going to go back over here, and I have an iron that I'm going to use today. We're going to press this open, this seam open. I like to kind of start with my fingers just to get it started. A little finger press makes it easier. And let me make sure my iron is on. I am using the Singer Steamcraft Plus iron in the lovely mint teal color. It's my favorite color. It matches a lot of things in my sewing room. And I'm going to be using that today. It is available on michaels.com. And it's just so nice. What I love about it is this point right here. It's so nice to get in those seams, or if you do quilting, or you're trying to get nice sharp corners.
They did ask, when a project calls for a 5/8 seam, do you base at the 5/8 mark?
Yeah, so today I'm not going to get real specific on what your project may call for, because like I said, every zipper is going to be installed a little differently based on the project you're doing. So if you're sewing garments, typical garment sewing is going to have a 5/8 inch seam allowance. So yeah, you're going to need to pay attention to your pattern for that, especially when we get to like our invisible zippers and things like that. So just keep that in mind. We'll talk about it a little bit, but today I'm going to be more about showing you how to get the zipper in different ways versus the technical of your seam allowance. That's all variable. So if that makes sense, does that answer that question pretty good? Okay. All right, so I pressed my seam open, and now I'm going to take my zipper here and I'm going to put it face down, and I want to make sure that my little pull is going up, and we want to line this up with the teeth here are going to line up with the seam that we just basted right here in the middle. Now there's a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to show you a couple of different options. This is 2 ways that I'm going to recommend, but it's totally up to you. I am going to use this tape right here. This is a double-sided water soluble seam tape. So this will go along the seam, hold it down. And when the project's all said and done, and let's say I wash it, this will go away in the wash and it won't be there anymore. It's fantastic. And it's perfectly fine to sew through it with your needle. The other option, if you don't have double-sided tape, is some painter's tape or masking tape. I like painter's tape because it doesn't really mess up your fabric. And you could take some strips of painter's tape and lay them across here to hold this down in place. It's very important that this lines up with the seam. So when we take this seam out, it reveals our zipper. I kind of gave away the surprise, but it's exciting. All right, so I'm going to use this just so you guys can see how it works. And I just kind of eyeball my measurements here.
Can you use pins?
You can use pens, but you'll learn the more classes you do with me, the less I like pens. I tend to stick myself with them. I also find that doing pins with zippers can be challenging because sometimes you're trying to pin through across the teeth here, and it can get wonky. It can bend your pins, it can break your pins, it can make your zipper kind of twist and curve where you don't want it to be. So just keep that in mind, that sometimes pins are okay, sometimes tape is better, sometimes clips are okay. It's totally preference here, but I really like this stuff. This stuff's great for like when you're hemming clothes as well and you're doing hems, or I've used it before when I've done some hemming on some really delicate material because I don't want to like pin it. And it doesn't hold well, so I will use the tape and then sew my hem, and then when I wash the garment, it washes right away. All right, so I went ahead. I like to put it on the zipper so that I can make sure I'm lining it up perfectly. Some people will put it on the seam here.
Do we have a name for the double-sided tape?
This is actually a Singer brand, and this is the double-sided water soluble tape, seam tape. And you can find seam tapes all over. There's other brands, but I'm using the Singer brand today. It works really, really well. You just pull up the paper backing so you can see the tape. It's pretty sticky. which is nice because you're putting a material to another material. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom. And I'm going to make sure that my zipper is lined up with my seam. And we're just going to go right down the seam here. And I kind of press on the sides as I go to hold it down. And then just go a little further and press with my finger. I'm just finger pressing here. Nice and straight all the way across. And you can see it's on there pretty good. It's not on there so good that if you needed to make adjustments, you totally could, okay? Totally good. All right, so now that we have that, I want to move some of my stuff out of the way. We're gonna go back to the machine. Now, for sewing zippers, obviously we need a zipper foot, like this little guy right here. Now this my zipper foot. Sorry, I get confused on which side my camera's on. Some zipper feet look a little different. This is the one that comes with the Singer sewing machines, and it's a double-sided zipper foot. So I remember growing up and sewing that my original Singer machine that I learned to sew on didn't come with a single zipper foot, it came with two, a left and a right. And I would always get them mixed up. And I would end up inevitably losing one of them. So I would only get to sew on one side of the zipper. But now they have a zipper foot that is just one zipper foot, and you just shift which side it clips to the ankle to do either the left or the right side. Okay, so that's really nice. This comes with your machine. The other foot that we're going to use today is an invisible zipper foot, which I will show. Let me show it up close here. This might be easier to see over here. This is a clear invisible zipper foot. The difference here is it's got that single hole in the middle, and it's got two grooves on the bottom. So this again will do both sides of that zipper, but it's a very narrow groove, and the teeth on our invisible zipper feet are really narrow and they roll. So they have to fit in these grooves perfectly. So yes, you can probably sew an invisible zipper with a regular zipper foot, but would you not enjoy it? No, you would really wish you had an invisible zipper foot. It makes it so much easier. It's worth getting. And we do have these available online. So let me switch back to our machine, and I'm going to remove my foot that I had on there. And I'm going to attach my zipper foot on the left side, just like that. It's really easy. I am going to get in a little closer. I don't normally like to move my cameras around, but I want you guys to be able to see this. Am I going the right way? There we go. It's a different angle, but we're going to make it work today. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my foot here, and I'm going to start past I'm going to start out here. We're going to do a little basting stitch. And I know we put this tape down. It's like a basting or seam tape. But I like to do an additional basting stitch for this method. Totally up to you. So I'm going to leave my stitch length long, and I'm going to drop my needle. I am not getting close to my zipper right now. I'm kind of getting more towards the outside of my zipper tape. This is just a basting stitch. We're not back stitching. All right, easy enough. And I'm going to trim my threads. Now, if I wanted to start on this side again, then I would need to move my foot over. But if I just start at the bottom that I just ended at, I don't have to move my foot over. I can just leave it where it is and go back down the other side. And my needle came unthreaded. That happened to me several times earlier today. It happens a lot with the zipper feet because there's not anything holding the thread kind of under the foot. So I'm going to make sure my needle is in the highest position, and I'm going to use my little needle threader here to make this really easy. There we go. I know it's hard to see with my hands in the way, but there we go. Rethread it in 2 seconds. So easy. All right, let's go back down this side. Make sure with the zipper foot you really hold that needle thread down. I like to typically put my needle down to get started so it doesn't come unthreaded like I did. There we go. And I am going to find my scissors. I always lose my scissors here. I'm always looking for scissors. You know what I didn't bring in here today, Amy, is my little thread catcher, and my floor is covered in threads already. So
You want me to go grab it? for you?
no, it's okay. I'll just have a mess to clean up. If y'all missed that class, we made the cutest little 3-in-1 thread catcher. It's like a pin cushion. It sits next to your machine, and I usually have it in my classes, and I did have 3 of them in there, and I didn't grab a single one of them today. All right, so let's go back overhead here. So we have our basting stitches, and now I'm going to flip it over. They're not the perfect straightest stitches, but they're not going to stay. They're just temporary. So all we've done so far is basted 3 times the seam and down both sides to hold the zipper in place. Now I'm going to take my seam ripper. Now there's a couple of ways that people like to tell you how to use seam rippers, but for this example, we do not want to lead with this point. I know it's habit to do that, but we're going down between the fabric. We don't want to tear and cut the fabric. You actually want to turn it over and lead with the ball end, and we're going to catch it, that basting stitch. You see, it's right there. And we're just gonna zip on through. Once you get started, it's pretty easy. There we go. And we do have a lot of little threads here, but it reveals our zipper and it looks so nice. I love this. So, so nice. So now what we can do is we can actually come back over and we can stitch down along closer to the zipper to keep it down, or we can leave it and go back across here again. It's totally up to you on how you want to finish your bag, but this is one way to get the zipper in here. So what you would do next is follow along closer with a top stitch, with maybe a matching thread, a decorative thread. It could be really fun to be something that matches the color of the zipper, right? And then when you're done top stitching it in, you would just fold this, line up your seams, and you could sew all the way around to make a little pouch just like this. Easy enough. What do we think about that one? That one's actually really easy. I love the big reveal at the end to see the zipper, but I love that it's also can conceal it a little bit too. So once you open it and fold it, it's really, really cute. It's just a little pop of color on this, right?
Definitely. It's a great starter project for zippers too.
It's a great starter project for zippers. So if this is your first time trying zippers, I highly recommend starting with one of these close in all-purpose zippers and just make a few of these and get comfortable with the zipper process and the foot. Super easy basting stitches, really fun. But yeah, so that's the first one. Any questions?
Yes, on that, there are 2 questions. One wanted, Nina would like to know why you would open the original basted seam before permanently sewing in your zipper.
It's up to you. It really just depends on how much you want your zipper to show as well here. I like to open it up to see, kind of where it is and how much I want it, how close I want my top stitch to be. Do I want it to be really close? Do I want it to be further out? It's up to you. You can go through and top stitch it down first and then rip it open, but it's not going to go anywhere because you have these basting stitches here.
Right.
If you did not do the basting stitches here and you just relied on that tape, then yeah, I would absolutely top stitch first before taking this open. Okay, does that make sense? Easy enough?
Absolutely. And then Vicki would like to know, what do you do with the raw edges of the fabric near the zipper to finish it off?
Yeah. Okay. So for this example, and I can show you real quick, you would line up your edges here and you would start sewing on one end and sew your seam allowance down, across, and back up. And you're just going to sew right over the ends of your zipper tape and your seams. Now, if this end is where it's closed and it's got the pull, this is a good end to put like a little tassel or handle or strap or whatever, wristlet strap or something if you want it to hold on to when you do open and close, because then it would be here instead of holding the bag. But yeah, you would just sew right over that. Let's do it real quick. Why not? while we're here, let me zoom out a little
Oh.
bit for you guys.
Someone said, I think, or Jeanette said, I think she meant the raw ends on either side of the zipper.
Yeah.
Those are actually folded in though.
Mhm.
The edges at the zipper. So this area, if you'll open
Mhm.
this back up, these edges, that's
Oh,
Folded
these,
in.
so this is when they're not raw, they're folded. And you just have to remove the basting that we originally did. So when we sewed our seam together and we pressed it open, and this is the seam. So it's not raw. It's actually folded over nicely. And we can leave it like that, like I did on this one. When I left it, I top stitched closer on this one. So I did do my top stitch on this one real close, and it made it a nice finished edge like that. So it's totally up to you on how you want to do that. Next would be to go through and top stitch across here.
that's exactly what they were looking for.
Okay,
Thank
sorry,
you.
I misunderstood.
No, yeah, we both did.
Well, like we said, there's so many different ways to do zippers, and and everybody kind of interprets it differently. So thank you for being patient with me on that. All right, so let's do another one. And I'm gonna let's grab this. Well, I just lost that one. Let's do our fashion zipper. This one is gonna be a little more challenging. I actually don't do a whole lot of these, so bear with me on this, because this is something I kind of practiced for today. Because if it's something you don't do very often, you kind of forget some of the techniques, and there are certain ways to get this look. So what we're going for here today is a look where you see more of the tape. And so I did this one earlier just to practice, and that's what we're going to try to replicate here on our live. But again, everybody is human, we all make mistakes, so we're gonna go for the best here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is point out that we're gonna lay the zipper down. So I like to kind of, again, there are so many different ways to do this, and I'm probably not showing you maybe the easiest way, but it's the way that I've learned, and we're gonna go with it. All right, so I line up my fabrics here, and normally when you're sewing a garment that you're using a fashion zipper for, you're gonna have interfacing and all of that. I didn't fool with that today. We'll talk about it in a minute when we do the invisible zipper. But I'm gonna take my zipper and just lay it down. I'm gonna line it up with the top here just to make my life easier. And this is when like a pen or fabric marker comes in handy. I like to mark where my end stopper is. Can you guys see that down
Yes.
here? Or do I need to scoop my thing up? Okay. And just the more marks I have, the easier it is for me to kind of know where all my placements are. So this zipper is lined up with what would be the seam between the two. And we're just going to mark where that stopper is. And the other thing I want to know is I need to determine how much of my tape I want to see. This one's just a red zipper. If it was like some leopard print something, I would want to see a lot of it. So that is definitely going to play into it. But you need to kind of measure your zipper from the center of the teeth out to kind of get an idea of one. And again, this is variables that will depend on your sewing project and seam allowances in your pattern that you're working with. But you do have some say. Patterns are not the be all end all. They can be changed, and that's what's fun about sewing, is you can make it your own. And Amy and I are big fans of doing that with our garment sewing. So you're going to start and measure the center of your zipper out to how far you want your tape to be visible. I'm probably going to do half an inch. Like I want to see a lot of my tape. Okay. And so with that being said, I need to measure an inch from both sides, and to make it easier. And this is just, me making my life easier, is I've got my half-inch line right here with the center of the two fabrics, and I'm just marking a half inch on both sides. So I have an inch across, and I like to do it all the way down. Pretty straightforward here. Again, these steps just make it easy for me. You might have a way to do it that is easier for you. Like I said, zippers can be done multiple ways. And sometimes it depends on the project and the garment and how it's all put together. that will determine the best method to go about it.
That's one of my favorite things about zippers is that there are so many different ways. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. As long as your end result
Yes.
is a zipper, right?
As long as it opens and closes and looks pretty, you're good. Okay, so I've got my marks and this is where my bottom stopper is. So I am just gonna draw a line here. So I know to stop sewing there. That is so helpful. So there's my marks. I don't know if you can see those too well down my fabric. We're gonna go over to the machine and we're gonna leave it on that basting stitch. You could change out your foot. It's not really necessary. I am going to sew a basting stitch down my mark all the way to the end and then over where the stopper is. I need to figure out where my camera is over here. All the way down to the stopper line and then over. I'm going to do that on both pieces of fabric. And again, when you do a basting stitch, just remember we do not back stitch.
What type of fabric marker were you using?
This is a washable fabric marker, a blue washable marker. That's all. It'll wash away when you wash your project, but it's on the inside. It's really light, and I'm using a dark fabric, so you wouldn't see it anyway, even if you didn't wash it. All right, so we're gonna leave our needle down. Why am I getting turned around here today? Woo! Is it Friday yet? I feel like summer vacation, like when my kid's not in school, something happens to me too.
Me too. I'm the same way. I'm like, why am I not on summer vacation?
Why is my brain not working?
Because we're adults.
We don't get summer vacation. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna start at the bottom this time though. And just do a couple of stitches in, lift my foot and pivot. I think of Friends every time I think of the couch seam, trying to get it up the stairs.
One of my favorites.
So good. All right, so we're at the end, and this is just creating some lines for us to follow later. Okay. All right, so now we have our two basted stitches here, and I'm going to line up my fabric and make sure my basting is lined up. And I'm actually going to go back to the machine and sew a regular stitch, not a basted stitch, a normal stitch length, like a 2.5 or 3 millimeter stitch length down from where I basted all the way down to the end. This is like creating like the seam of your garment that would continue. So this is the part that we don't want to move. All right, so let's go back over here. And I can leave it on my zipper foot. It's fine. I am going to do a closer, more of like a 5/8 inch seam allowance for this part, just so it's more realistic too when you actually sew a garment. All right, and I am going to back stitch this one. I do want it to stay in place. There we go. And this is just me making a faux model, of course. This is not to normal like garment size. All right, let me trim some threads. Too many threads get in my way and it becomes an issue. They're just all over the floor. It looks like it snowed on my floor with all these white threads. Okay, so now I have my seam here, and I'm going to line this up again. This part is when I am going to use my scissors. This is when a good pair of snips comes in handy, or you can use fabric scissors. And I'm going to cut in at an angle all the way to that corner that I basted at the bottom, what would be the bottom of my stopper. This is important, but you want to make sure that you do not clip those basted threads. If you do, you're going to need to go back and rebase that corner. Okay, so we're going to clip that corner. I'm going to open this up. You can see my basted seam here. And I'm going to grab my iron and try to do this left-handed. I am not the best at it, but we're going to try. And I'm going to fold my seam allowance down up under along that basted stitch I did. So let me, it's not iron my sewing machine. And I'm going to press this down. These irons get hot, so just be prepared for that. They are fantastic. And then I'm going to do the same thing to this side. I am going to fold it over. doesn't have to be perfect, but we want it to be pretty straight, okay? And I'm going to press this side down. And then if we flip it over, we are going to want to press open this seam. This is the garment seam that does not come undone. This is our, I like to finger press, especially these tiny little seams first. It just makes it easier, especially when you're doing this with the wrong hand from a weird angle. All right, so we're pressing that down and we're good to go. All right, now I'm going to take my old fashioned zipper here and I am going to put it face down. And this is so important that we get this lined up. This is really going to be the key part to the success of this zipper. These little triangles right here. Can you guys see that? I need to scoot up, don't I?
Yes.
Okay.
Just a little.
So hard. So these tiny little triangles right here, that is where this stopper needs to meet. I mean, right on it. This part can be a little tricky, but we are really lining up the stopper with the base of these triangles at the little snip that we made, okay? And we're gonna go to the sewing machine. I'm gonna try to move this over with my two hands as quickly as I can. And we're gonna sew across the very bottom of this. I'm gonna bring it close so you guys can see. We're sewing over that basting right here that we did. And that's gonna join the bottom of our zipper. I am not on the camera, y'all. You gotta tell me.
Perfect.
I'm like talking and y'all can't see. We're gonna follow this basting that we did, and my stopper is just past that, and we're gonna go right across there. Okay. I wanted to show you guys up close because it is hard to see from the machine. So, and I'm going to get as close as I can in here. This is when sometimes a third hand would be handy. I get that. All right, sorry, I make silly jokes sometimes. All right, and we are going to, sometimes it's easier just to hand wheel it when you first get started. Come on, feed through. Sometimes it gets stuck on the stopper itself, so we have to be careful. There we go. Nope, I hit the stopper. Let's pull that back out and adjust it again. And this is the part where you really want to be careful. You definitely want to make sure that you clear these. Actually, I didn't hit the stopper. I hit one of the teeth. I'm going to put it back in and use my hand wheel and not use the foot control. You want to make sure that the needle really doesn't chomp down on anything too hard. Like I said, these are not the easiest to install, but they look really good when you get it right. So they just take practice, y'all. They really do. And now I got myself turned around here. Which way am I going?
And then I would always go slow, even
Oh,
if you've
so
been
slow.
doing zippers all day long. I would still go slow on this step because you can really damage your machine if you sew over that stop or the teeth and it's
Yeah.
metal.
And this one is metal, and some of the plastic ones are going to be a little easier than the metal ones. I chose a challenging one for today's live because I like to make my life so fun. So fun. Sometimes I'll use a stiletto or the end of a seam ripper to put things in the right place.
That's a great tip.
Mhm. I will say a stiletto, if you guys don't know what that is, I'm gonna lift my foot and kind of shift over this. A stiletto is this little pointy tool right here, and it can see how easily it moved that piece that was getting wonky, that tiny little triangle. It moved it right where it needed to go. And I need to get over this. These metal teeth are gonna be a problem for me today. There we go. All right, we're good. I'm just gonna say we're good. We are good on that one. It's not the prettiest thing, but let me tell you, nobody's gonna see it. It's on the inside. And it's just holding it in place for us. Again, there's probably other ways to go about this one, but this is how I learned. All right, so now I've got it in place and we're gonna get that seam tape back out. Again, you can totally not use seam tape. You could pin it in place. You could use painter's tape or masking tape or whatever you want, but
Pretty.
I love a seam tape. And look how pretty that red is on that black and white polka dot. I totally planned that.
I love that. That is really pretty.
So you can see how this would be a really fun accent piece, like on the back of a dress or skirt,
Yes.
right? Or even like on a bag or a pocket on the front of a bag.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't have to be on a garment. It can be used in a lot of different ways. I love how zippers are functional, but they can also be decorative.
Yes, that is one great thing about zippers. That
Yes.
and they're just fun.
They're just fun. Once you get over the fear of like sewing zippers, and again, you just have to kind of get in there and just play around with it. Amy and I were talking about this earlier. There are times where we'll put a whole thing together and this side will be face up and this side will be like this. And we're like, well, how did that happen? And it happens to everybody. So don't stress it. It's okay. Totally okay. I've got my seam tape. Just gonna throw the rest of this on the floor. And I'm gonna line, sometimes I find it easier to go this way. Line this up. And just finger press it down. All right. So there's one side. Let's do the other side real quick. I know we're running out of time, but we're almost done with this one. And then the invisible zipper is super fast. So if you guys have to go, I totally understand. This is recorded. So if you need to come back and watch it tomorrow, once it's posted to Michael's YouTube, you totally can finish watching later. But if you are able to stay on with us, we'd love to have you. We're going to just be a few more minutes. Just want to make sure that you guys get all of this information and I answer your questions. All right, so we're pressing that down. Fill this up. This tape does make it, it takes a few seconds to put it on, but it does make it a lot easier. And I think just more flawless. All right, so here's what it looks like, but we don't want a top stitch on the top. You can, you totally could. We're gonna remove this when we're done, but I don't want to see a top stitch on this. I want it to just look like it's floating there. So instead of top stitching here, I'm going to open this back up and I'm going to follow that basting stitch I already did all the way down to the end. And I'm going to do the same on the other side here. And so we're going to go back to the machine. We're going to use not a basting stitch. We're going to use a 2.5 millimeter stitch. And I'm going to follow along now. This part right here is going to get in your way. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's going to get in your way. And this is probably the one part that people get a little frustrated with when sewing with zippers is that pull getting in the way. Let me fix my thread here. It was stuck down in the machine. Okay, so I pulled my pull down just a little bit so I can start at the top. And then I'm going to show you how I adjust it. I am going to back stitch because I do want to secure my stitches this time. I am following my previous basted stitch. This is really wobbling over here.
I think it's just wobbling the camera.
There we go. All right, so I can feel my pull is right here. I'm going to put my needle in the down position. I'm going to lift my foot and I'm going to reach in here and I'm going to zip my zipper back shut. And then I can just keep going. Now my pull is up here out of the way. Now, when I get down to where I had stopped my bottom part, we're going to stop there and back stitch. All right, I'm going to take this out. We're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Now, I could move, you know what? I'm just going to show it to you. I got to do it at least once today. I'm going to take my foot, my zipper foot, and switch it to the right side. If I didn't want to switch it, I could have just turned my project around and started at the bottom. But I wanted to do it the right way. And no, I did want to leave it that way. Makes it easier.
Yeah.
I do want to start at the bottom and go back up so that my zipper is down. Never mind. We tried. We'll do it on the invisible foot. All right, so we're going to put this down. I did not have a hold of my foot. Let me rethread real quick. Any questions while I'm rethreading?
No, none yet. That's
Okay.
great. That thread will always get you too.
It really happens a lot to me when I'm using a zipper foot because there's nothing holding the thread under the foot. Because the thread's just out there floating.
I think that's the machine's way of saying,
Pay
slow
attention.
down.
I know. I'm trying to hurry so we can be done for the day with our class, because I know people have lunch and other things they want to go do. Okay. I know I'm hungry. All right. So we're going to try this again. Start at the bottom, hold that thread, drop our needle, and we're going to back stitch.
Are you sewing those on top of the basting stitches?
Yes,
Okay.
pretty close. You can go in a little bit from the basting if you want, but I want to follow that basting stitch because it's going to tell me where I want, how much it's that basting stitch is controlling how much of my tape is showing, because this is a fashion tape. We want to see the tape. All right, I'm approaching my pool here. So I'm going to put my needle down, lift my foot, reach in here. Get it around the foot. Sometimes it's a little challenging. You'll get it. And then just keep it. There we go. Pull this back out and we'll switch back over here. We've got all these threads. It's not super pretty on this side, but look at how pretty it is on this side. And when we zip it close, and then you could just press this down. And then these little basting stitches that I had from at the bottom from the first part, you can just pull those right out with your seam ripper. Just carefully pull those out and they'll go away and you don't even see them.
I love it.
Isn't that easy? And it looks so nice. And it looks just like this one from earlier. This was a blue jean or denim zipper. But I love the black and the red and how fun you can add a pop of color to a garment or to a bag or to any project doing these fun fashion or exposed zippers where you see more of the tape. Okay, any questions on that?
No, Susan,
Awesome.
however, has said thank you for this class. She's been so scared to do zippers and
Aw.
watching this, she thinks she can do zippers. I think
You
we
can. Everybody can do zippers. I don't know why
They're
they
just
became
scary.
such like a scary thing, but they're really not.
No.
And there's so much information out there. Again, this is recorded, so you guys can always reference it back. I'm going to sit these out.
They love it. Everyone is saying thank you so much. So this is awesome.
Thanks, guys. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is an invisible zipper. Now, this one tends to be the scariest one, and I really don't know why, because you'll see just how easy it is. So let's switch back over here, and we are going to be using an invisible zipper foot. So we're going to switch that out in just a second. But what I have here is 2 pieces of fabric. We're going to pretend like we're making a skirt. That's just the easiest way to think about it. If you think about what it needs to look like in the end with an invisible zipper, it makes more sense. Okay, if you get hung up on which way's going what because you can't, this is the top and you don't see the teeth, you're going to get so backwards. And that's when, like I said earlier, one side's going to be facing the wrong way. All right, so what I've done here, and you'll see I've added interfacing. Interfacing extremely important when you're adding a zipper, especially to garments, because they get a lot of tug and pull, and the garment fabrics can be a little more flimsy. So it gives it some stability. This is the interfacing I'm using, just a fusible, ultra lightweight, great for apparel.
Yeah.
They do sell this over at Michael's, so you can grab that there. And we are going to be attaching this zipper here. And you have to remember how you're going to finish off the top of your skirt. I don't, you guys can't see what I'm doing. My window of camera frame is small here. So you have to keep in mind how you're going to finish the top of your skirt. So let's pretend that this top is already, the top has got the banding around it. It's got the top waistband and it's going to have a hook and eye at the top. So we can leave some of our little tassel up here. Okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to open our zipper and we're going to put it, there's a couple of ways to go about this. I'm going to put this one to the side here. We're going to start with this piece and we want to put it right sides together, but this is going to look backwards because our teeth are facing up. The teeth are the back side of the zipper. The right side is the side where you don't see any teeth. It looks more finished, okay? And we are going to align this with the edge of our fabric here on the back side is that interfacing, okay? And the reason we're doing that is it's gonna open up and be a seam here. So this invisible zippers are meant to be sewn on the seam, okay? And to know what length zipper you need, just always remember, and this applies to any of our zippers, that zippers are measured not with the tails, but from metal to metal or from stopper to stopper. So where the pull stops to where the other stopper is, that's the length of your zipper, okay? And I am going to use clips for this one because I just find them so much easier. And of course, where you clip your invisible zipper to your garment is also going to be determined by your seam allowance and the width of your invisible zipper. So you would need to measure the width of your invisible zipper and then know what the width is for your seam allowance. So let's say 5/8, you would need to know how much further from the edge your zipper needs to be to cover that full 5/8 inch seam allowance, for example. But today we're just flipping it on and we're sewing it down. All right, so let's go over to the machine. We are going to swap out our regular zipper foot for the invisible zipper foot because it just makes life so much easier with doing these feet. You need to always remember, if I didn't say this earlier, I think I did at the very beginning of class, always use a straight stitch when you're sewing zippers. If you use a zigzag stitch and you didn't realize you had it set to that, whether you're using this foot or the plastic one here that has the hole in the middle, it's gonna hit your needle's gonna hit your foot and break, and it could break your foot as well, especially the little clear ones. So just make sure your machine is always set to a straight stitch before you start sewing the zipper on. That's just good practice. Now on this foot, as I showed you guys earlier, there are 2 little grooves on the bottom side. And this one doesn't sit on the machine left or right. It just has one clip on in the middle. And then there are grooves on both sides. So depending on which side you're sewing, it'll determine which side the groove of the teeth go in. So this is pretty narrow here. The other thing I want to point out on a zipper foot is the teeth will roll out, okay? Some instructions I've seen say to take a cool iron and press that out. I don't like to do that because it's just, especially on these plastic ones, I do not want to melt my zipper. I will have ruined my project before I even got started. So I don't like to do that. I will show you how I do it. So let's put this back on real quick. All right. You are going to start where the teeth start. Okay, so we're going to start and get this lined up. And I'm going to slide this under here. It's going to go under the left side. And this is when this little stiletto tool can come in real handy. If you don't have one, you can use like the pointy end of like your seam ripper or something, or a pen or your fingers even. And we're going to get this lined up so that the teeth are rolled out. I know this is hard to see with my hands in here. I'll try to zoom in for you guys. But we want the teeth to roll out a little bit and open up. It makes them more narrow. That way we're sewing literally right up under where these teeth go. This is what makes it an invisible zipper in the seam, because our seam, our stitch is so close to the inside of this. This is why this foot is so important. You could not get this close with a regular zipper foot, and it would not be a completely invisible zipper on your finished garment if you don't. All right, so I'm going to drop my needle down to make sure I'm in the right place. I always like to check with a hand wheel first before I just hit the pedal and go. I'm going to get my thread is stuck up under here, and I just don't want it to be an issue. There we go. All right, and we're just gonna sew. It's so easy. I am not using a basting stitch. I do have a stitch length. I'm gonna make it a little longer, 3 millimeters, and I am gonna back stitch, and then there it is. We're just gonna, and as you go, you're gonna pull the teeth out, okay? This is where I like to use my left hand. Usually the stiletto is helpful to get it started, but if you are more comfortable with doing it with your right hand, then you can use the stiletto to do it. And I'm gonna move my clips as I go. This is one of those that you just want to take your time. Don't rush it. My threads are getting caught again. That was my fault. Okay. So there's no basting on this one. Some people say to baste it on. I don't. I clip mine down. You could use the seam tape if you wanted, but again, I like to clip them. There's a lot of people that add a lot of extra steps, but I don't really feel like it's necessary for an invisible zipper. I feel like it's one of the fastest and easiest ones to do. Now, the challenge with invisible zippers is because they are invisible, they have really small pull tabs. And so if I was to put my needle down right here and lift my foot, and this foot's wider on the side, this little tiny pull tab here is so hard to grab, and I really struggle. I cannot get this past my foot. It just is not going to happen. Even with the extra lift, it just depends on the zipper you're using, but this one is just not going to do it. So what I do is I backstitch a couple, and I take it off completely. I zip my zipper shut past that point that I was sewing, and then I get right back to it. Now it is going to be a little ball. It's not going to fit under the groove here, but we only have like an inch left to go. So we're just going to get it close. There's my thread. Don't want it to come unthreaded again for the third time today.
Correct.
And I'm going to sew all the way to the end. And we're done with this side. And it's that easy. And I can trim my little threads here with my snips in a minute. All right, so let's go back overhead here. We've got one side down. Now this part is where people get a little confused. I got confused myself earlier today, so do not be hard on yourself. It happens. Sometimes you just have to sit there and turn it a few times to go, which way am I going? What is happening now? The easiest thing that I find is to go ahead and close the zipper, so that way it doesn't get twisted and turn the wrong direction, because they are long and skinny. And we're going to take our other fabric, and ultimately we want it to go this way, but I need to sew it. Like I said, I'm going to get confused myself. I need to sew it like this. So I need to kind of open it. Now, as Amy pointed out to me earlier today, take the time to press this down. It makes your life easier. I'm not going to do it right now because we've already gone over time. But if you press this open like this, then you know that this is where the next one needs to go. Okay, so we're just going to line up our seams at the top. And again, I like to clip them. And to make it easier, I'm going to flip it over. Any questions? I know the invisible zipper can be a little backwards from the other ones we did. That's why I saved it for last.
No questions, but they are super excited.
Y'all are going to love how you can't see this zipper when I'm done with it.
Absolutely.
Even though it's red, just like the last one, which you could clearly see. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to the machine, and this time I'm going to sew. Yeah, I'm sewing the right way. That's why I tell you, I get confused myself. Nope, I'm wrong. I got to unzip it. So once I get it clipped on there, I'm going to unzip it. Just makes it easier. All right, and then we're going to start at the bottom down here. We can start at the top. Actually, let's start at the top. Go the same direction this time. I'm going to clear out my space over here. We're going to start at the top like we should. We're going to do it the right way. And we're going to line up our teeth to fit under the groove on the right side this time instead of the left side. This one's going to feel a little backwards because the bulk is to the right in here in this space, and it feels backwards to not have the bulk going this way, but that happens sometimes, especially with garment sewing. Amy and I can attest to that. Sometimes when you do garment sewing, just you got to roll with it. Or quilting, you get a lot of fabric up in here too. All right. Okay, I'm almost done, Felicia. Thank you. We're gonna sew down this really quick, so I'm gonna go quick. Any other questions while I'm sewing on that?
No, let's see, does Singer have an online tutorial for sewing and replacement jackets?
Check out our YouTube on Singer's YouTube channel. We have a lot of tutorials on there. So there might be a zipper tutorial that you need. I am getting all kind of crooked over here, but that's okay. I'm sewing fast. I'm sewing fast. But there might be a tutorial over on our YouTube channel already that exists that will help you with what you need. This one's a little crooked, but we're just gonna roll with it. All right, I'm gonna zip it shut real quick so that we can finish it. All right, I am not gonna finish it because we don't have time. But we're gonna come over here. I just didn't sew the very bottom part. This little tail part I didn't do. All right, so this is our zipper. It's nice and open. You can see the red here, and as I zip it shut, look at that. It disappears. Ta-da! How nice is that? That is how invisible zipper works. And that one was much faster than the other ones and fewer steps. And then you can just open it back up and you just have this little tab. All right. Woo! We got through them, all three of them. I'm so excited that you guys learned something new today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Like I said, it is recorded, so you can go follow and watch it over on Michael's YouTube channel tomorrow. And if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us at Singer or myself. You can find me on social media at Craft with Bethany. I do all sorts of sewing tips and stuff on there. And I hope to see you guys on August 11th for our next class where we're going to be sewing a couple of zipper projects. And I'm going to try to get you that lemon pouch too. I think it's super cute. All right. Thank you, Amy, and Felicia for helping me today. Bye, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next time.